And welcome everyone to Mystics Outlook. We got Raymond Lyon joining us from Care First Arena. Man, I was about to say Capital One or ESA. Finally, Brain's kind of struggling, but Ray's joining us from Care First Arena. Washington was home for just the second time this year. Unfortunately for them, they fell to Los Angeles 92-87. So Washington's now 0-2 at home with all three of their wins coming on the road this season. They fall to 3-4 on the year, while Los Angeles moves to 4-3. Both teams came into this one at 3-3. Washington stuff is they just come off a win after a two-game losing streak. But Ray, you were in the building for this one. We saw the rally kind of fall short. Where did things kind of go wrong, and then how did things get back on track for Washington this one?
Yeah, first things first, man. Anytime it's a close game like this, go right to the free throws. They 20 for 29. They missed 9 free throws in a 5 point game. You know how we feel about that. And adversely, you don't got to send them to the line 28 times neither. So that's been an issue all season. They gotta defend without fouling. But things started off fairly decent. They ended the first quarter up 25-21. Speaking to the foul issue, they had 4 fouls within the first 4.5 minutes of the game. We saw a couple of their bigs get in foul trouble, and even Sidney Johnson was rolling with them, but when we saw Keithy in the game with 2 fouls in the first quarter, a couple times she had to just concede layups in order not to pick up that third. So yeah, they definitely gotta not be so handsy on defense. But yeah, man, some positives. Shakira Austin, she's coming into her own. She started the game off aggressive, kind of set the tone, which got the Mystics off to it's kind of a good start. And then we saw after when the Mystics falling behind late, she led the rally to come back. And speaking of free throws, she was 9 of 9 from the line, so she did her part. Um, One thing I noticed, it was great interior passing from the Mystics. They found a lot of cutters, a lot of off ball movement, and a lot of that was based off Shakira's aggressiveness, kind of open things up for herself and for her teammates. So, it was good to kind of see them, show some advancement in that area. But, at some point, somebody's got to make a three. They were 5 for 22 from three tonight. That's just not going to get it, man. So that's something they definitely got they got to harp in on and turn the corner. Sonya, she started kind of slow, but it was good to see her, get aggressive and kind of force the issue, which, a player of her talent, sometimes you need to do that. And we saw her kind of get going and kind of get into the swing of things. And she came alive late and was part of that rally that the Mystics, the Mystics almost came back. But, it was too much Erica Wheeler down the stretch. De'Erica Hamby had a solid game. NECA 20 and 11. In the Mystics turnovers, the missed free throws, and the poor 3 point shooting kind of sealed their fate. So man, shout out to the Sparks. They handled business and they staved off the rally. But yeah, man, it always sucks when it's a winnable one. It's just little things that they could clean up that had this game go a different direction. But yeah, man, it was a tough one because this game was definitely within their grasp.
Yeah, I think that's the toughest part about it is like that small margin between trying to win and learning to win. Just going from one side of that sentence to the other side is really tough. Like you said with the free throws, you said 9 free throws, 5 point game. That's tough. And then to compound that, like the third quarter, like to me, what perfectly just described this game was third quarter. Washington gets Los Angeles into the bonus. So Washington shooting the rest of the way, 6 minute 30 seconds and something on the clock. Literally 2 possessions later, LA is now in the bonus too. And you know what I'm saying? It's like every time they try to do like every time you check a box of right, you gotta uncheck 2 boxes of wrong. And it, they have yet to play a game where they've fully gotten out their own way. And that's what makes it tough because how many times have we been here this year talking about the little things, and if they if they took care of these things, they might have walked out with a W. It's another one of those winnable games, man. I wanted to ask, like the last two games we've seen, um, Alicia Flores. I know tonight she didn't shoot the ball well, but we've all know on a developmental contract, and then last two games, 20 plus something minutes. We saw for a long stretch in this one, didn't shoot it well, but she didn't turn the ball over at all. Um, I just want to get your thoughts on her. Seeing her in person. I know we saw her on the road in her first outing, but in person, your thoughts on her.
Yeah, it's obviously something they like. You pointed out she's on a developmental contract, but she played heavy minutes the first two games she's been here. But you brought up the taking care of the basketball, which is paramount for this team right now. But the biggest thing for me, she's pesky as hell on defense. the the sparks were tired of her. It was one sequence. Can't remember if it was in the third or the fourth, but it was in the midst of the Mystics kind of storming back. She drew offensive fouls on back to back plays.
End of the third. End of the
Yeah,
third. She got one on Wheeler and then one on Atkins
yeah, yeah.
on
So man,
opposite sides of the court. Like,
it's energy that's much needed, man. Because even when the game was kind of sloppy and the Mystics couldn't put anything together, her defense, her leading the way with that defensive intensity, kind of it made things sloppy for LA too. It was a point there where they were just trading bad possessions, and you know, if we're not going to score, the least we can do is stop you from scoring. So yeah, I definitely appreciate her fire and her intensity off the bench, and it's paying dividends. I mean, of course, you like to see her shoot the ball a little bit better, but yeah, man, I'm not mad at what she adds to this team.
yeah, I know that was the first thing a couple nights ago was like, all right, she's annoying on a defensive end. And this one, LA was just sick and tired of her. Like, get her out of here. How many times you see Arrow Atkins getting caught like that? Like, just miss calm, cool, and collected. And it's like, get the hell off of me. Like, I need some space. But nah, thought she was solid. I'm right with you with Shakira. Like 8 to 10, double double. Outside of the turnovers, like that was the only blemish on the night. Was the turnovers. But those three again, solid games. They got to figure something out with the production from the rest of the group. Um, I know it's again, what is this game seven? After with the Cardinals like mid June, end of June, we're gonna be past the it's only whatever, only it's only game whatever number it is. Um, I'm anxious to see what they can find. I thought Dugalich had a solid night in her minutes as well. But yeah, the shooting, you can't struggle to shoot like that and also put the other team on a foul line that much. You just it's too many compounding things that you just can't overcome because you don't have that type of it's not like a veteran group that can find their ways through something like that, like with no issue. Like, okay, we get three stops and we'll be up five. Nah, it's they get kind of stuck in that little bad rut and it's a struggle. But it's on the screen for you. Would you have?
Man, I was conflicted on player game and X Factor tonight because LA, for the most part, they did it by committee, and different people had their imprint on the game at different times. Um, I'm gonna go with Hamby, man. You know, 14, 7, 9, and 4. Like, she kind of touched all areas and covered all the bases. But she had two big steals late, and even throughout the game, her defensive impact, and she scored in timely possessions. So yeah, just for her overall impact, I'll rock with her for play of the game.
Yeah, I was feeling like you too, but just her overall stat line, like the four steals probably put it over the top for me. So I was just like, there you go. For X Factor, I'll go ahead and I'll jump out there first. I went with Kim Brink. I thought that 16 off the bench was everything. And then I know it was only one block, but she bothered so many other shots. getting her time on the floor. But I want to get your thoughts on X Factor.
Yeah, I was kind of going back and forth between Cam and Erica Wheeler. I think I'm gonna go Erica Wheeler, man. Um, but that 16 off the bench from Cam is huge. But Erica, the way she closed the game, like she kind of, it's like a boxer that's up in the late rounds. They just using their jab to keep the person up off him. That's kind of what she was. She got to the cup a couple times to like when the Mystics was in one possession, she go ahead and get a layup, put them back up five, and then she went to the free throw line, calmly knocked down some free throws in crunch time. So yeah, I'll go with her.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. Yeah, it felt like every bucket she had in the second half was just an extremely timely bucket and an answer to, and it only happened after the Mystics were in the midst of a run. Here she came to kind of quell the storm quietly. I will get to some of these comments. Give me one second. We keep this up on the screen though, and then we will get you out of there. Oh, too many things on the screen. Comments. All right, folks. Carlos off the top rope. I'm done with City Johnson. Game seven. Followed that up with tonight we struggled from shooting outside. So what should you do? You should go to the basket. Who's good at that? Cody in all caps. He played 4 minutes, technically five. Georgia played 23 minutes, had four turnovers and 1 point. Ray, if you would like to comment on his comment.
Um, I'm not mad at the logic, man. I was thinking that during the game actually that I would like to see a little more of Cody. She once she came back from injury, she was starting before Michaela got healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't think she should have went from starting to barely being on the floor, especially given what she was bringing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a valid point.
Yeah, I think the tough thing is like I know with trying to figure out the lineup rotations or whatever, but like as far as the perimeter goes, like what she brings to the table is something they just can't live without. The ability to get downhill. You just, especially if you're not a great shooting team, and you have someone who thrives on getting downhill, bumping people, and getting possibly getting to the line. Like also she has some the ability to hit the long ball. So Doug Dame, not even mad at this game. Have to get in those late game situations live to learn from them. Solid effort. Nice measured take from Doug Dame. Carlos follow back up off the other turnbuckle. His rotation is bad. Hey, 7 games in, we'll see where it goes. But as of right now, like I can't tell you how to feel. That's what I won't do. So we'll see how that continues to go as we make our like we still haven't hit June, so we're gonna see. And I do think it's safe to say like they probably haven't figured out their best five lineup yet.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like we know the three for sure. Those three, and it's getting the right other two around them so far. And to me, I think it's getting the right fifth. Like I think Georgia's going to be out there with those three. It's getting that last piece. I will say I've been watching the W since the first season. I hate that the game's got some ticky tacky just so a player can shoot 100 uncontested threes. Whoa, y'all on one tonight. What does y'all say from the officiating? Sheesh. So we got coming off the top rope and you sniping from like 5 states away. Good God, go ahead, bro.
No, I think I actually do think not even just this game overall this season. The whistle has been kind of refs been kind of trigger happy with the whistle. I know a lot of was made over the controlling freedom of movement and all that, and refs getting a bit better handle on the game the last off season. But yeah, it's been an overcorrection. It's in my eyes.
Yep.
And I think earlier in the season, Stewie was saying like the games are taking 2.5, 3 hours, and yeah, that's too long, man, because of the constant whistles. They gotta find a happy medium. You can't just go from all out physicality and letting them play to calling everything when somebody gets breathed on. So yeah, they gotta make an adjustment to the adjustment.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the regression to the mean because, like you said, anytime in sports there's a new, it's a new rule to enforce. I don't care what sport it is. They go galaxies over, like overboard before they bring it back to. all right, y'all, it really wasn't that deep to begin with. So I'm waiting for the, hey, y'all, it really wasn't that deep. I'm waiting for that part. Doug Dane fouled up. We get a foul, took us out of our rhythm early. Have to stop fouling. Like, it is just a must. And the other thing I think to keep in mind, with them kind of changing their kind of athletic profile on this team, that's something that's changed too defensively. Bigger, longer athletes on the floor for them at times now. And a lot of them are young. Got to find a way to deal with the wonderful overreactions in the new home. Yes, defensively, Flores is different on ball and in rotations. You can see she's vocal on defense. Yeah, love what she brings defensively. And as Ray said, she is a pest. Area 11C, with them being young, I'm trying not to be super critical, but this lack of shooting is painful.
They got to make shots, man. Yeah, like I get it, with the patience thing, but somebody got to be able to shoot. Like we saw, like Georgia had three consecutive pull up threes in transition and missed all of them. Like that, yeah. Hopefully that comes around, but right now it's terrible, and it's cost them. It it was just I think it was just one game where they just got ran over. But
Yeah,
other than
it's
that,
only been one so far.
yeah, other than that, their other three losses, they could have won.
Yeah, like I think the shooting thing is, I know everybody's like it's bothering people. I think it's something as simple as like most of the perimeter players, all young, little to no experience. They got to get comfortable here, man. Like I don't care what they did in college, they got to get comfortable here. And it's tough because you're waiting for all of them to get comfortable, and for most young players to get comfortable, they don't need consistent minutes. Tough out here. So like that's why I get the rotation thing. Like it's tough. And I'm not making excuses for them. Like Ray said, eventually people got to make shots, and maybe the lineup will change because of that. But that's just part of it too, man. Like this is in college. Like it's just not. I doubt that Georgia does the same thing as that been in college on three consecutive transition opportunities, and it's not just her. I think her pace and composure on offense too, even when she's in scoring, gets into the sets. Again, talking about Flores, a lot of people chiming in and praising Flores for. Again, I'm interested to see what they do because I think it's only like what is do they get 12 appearances on the
Uh,
developmental
for the
contract.
as it's either 10 or 12, I can't remember.
We'll find that out for sure next time we talk to you guys. But if that's the case, like you already went through two, and it looks like honestly, you might as well just go ahead and make some room and do what you need to do. There's no point with this like playing around like that at all. Uh, Area 11T again, but I did like seeing how the ball moved tonight. Again, talking about Flores, they talked a lot in that area as well. The bigs improving his pass. Again, going back to this overall story with the youth, y'all gonna be struggling with this all year. Like youth does this. It's literally like one end of the spectrum or the other, and it takes a while before it settles down. Like Ray mentioned, talking about Shakira, that's somebody who's she still got a little bit room to grow, but as far as everybody here, like she settled down kind of in who she is as a young player. Everybody else is trying to get that level of consistency, or some consistency. Period. Area 11C again, bigs look good on offense when they're not smoking layups. They got to stop fouling on defense, although some are very weak fouling. Yeah, they have to figure out the fouling thing. That's been because again, outside of the one game rate that you mentioned, they play pretty good defense. But when they don't when they don't get out of possession without fouling, there's no middle ground. It's literally people on the line. People are in foul trouble. And you just can't live like that. Doug Dane, you have nights where shots don't fall. They will shoot better in time. I just think we played a clean game, all things considered. Sonya remembers she could shoot tonight, LOL, but it was impressive to see her start to get how to use her gravity as a playmaker. Again, all these things take time. You went from like uh Ray Cardell says, like she's on top of folks scouting reports, man. People are definitely awesome. Anybody but her on a perimeter. So she got to
But
figure that
yeah,
out.
I like but like that's where tonight she just got to the point where it's like, all right, I'm gonna get the ball and I'm gonna do what I do no matter what. And I think that's how you That's how you break that. You can't just allow the defense to be comfortable in what they're doing. You know, she was getting off it, then coming back to get it. You know, then when she got it, she was decisive and made quick decisions and just put them on their heels. So I think she's got to do more of that. And eventually, she just started looking for a shot. You know, so and she's probably the best perimeter shooter. So she's got to get going, man. She's got to start faster as well. But it was good to see her kind of come around tonight eventually.
I think that's one of the things we're seeing little by little is her understanding. Like she, unfortunately for her, she no longer has the luxury of passing up possible open looks. Like if you think it's open, you just gotta let it go. Like that's just where you're at. And credit to her for getting to that place. But now you can't turn down if it's a possibility. You got to put it up. Do y'all think her offense would benefit from grabbing more rebounds and bringing it up? Talking about Sonya. Um, I think honestly, just with the attention she gets, I want her off ball as much as possible.
Mhm.
Like I'm cool with like I think tonight had 8 assists, like the the secondary type playmaking or whatever. But I just want her off ball and getting open. And when you get open, like come off of every action ready to put that thing up. That's just what I would like. But right,
Yeah, no, I agree. When when you have the ball, when you're bringing the ball up, it makes it easier for the defense to key in on you. I would much rather see her get it on the move and be able to pick her spots as opposed to trying to create with the ball in your hands. That's one that's tiring, and two with her skill set, I think she would be much more lethal off ball.
and we saw that tonight. She got going. Like even sometimes we got a screen and rescreen for her. She just
Hmm.
needs a boom. Like a trailing defender, if you take the long way around the screen, that's a wide open shot. Like she needs those little pockets of space. So now I don't. I'm with Ray. I don't want her bringing it up at all. Yeah, I went bro because I don't know why Cody isn't playing more since we don't have any down arrow threats. Play similar to 12. Yeah, I don't. Hey man, like I think that's one of the things where I hope that's an adjustment that gets made as soon as possible. I just think those types of players, whether it be on the man or the women's side, that have the ability to get downhill against people's will, and force the issue in a positive way. Hey man, that's there's value, immense value in that. Carlos Roberts again says Flores may not score, but she's going to do your best to make sure you don't score on her. Shout out to y'all. Y'all showing a lot of love to Flores, rightfully so. In coach's defense, I'm thinking Cody's just getting into foul trouble quicker than they would like. They got to take her out, but yeah, she needs more minutes. I could get that point too, but hey man, there's a bunch of kids on the roster, man. She got 6 of them, and honestly, like I get it. She gets two, take her out. Go back in and get another two, man. Like between her and Cass, like I need them to go through it as quick as possible because I think it's going to help them along, both of them, because they both have the ability to get downhill with bigger bodies and cause issues. So I get what you're saying though. Lastly, Area 11C, if y'all were the coach, oh boy, how would you how would you go about the rotations, getting the big three to gel and have these nights more consistently? Right.
If I had to answer to this, I wouldn't be on here talking to y'all.
Oh man, not the greatest PC answer ever. I'm just gonna plead the fifth, man. We're gonna see what's happening, man. It's 7 games in. Like in a month, I'm not gonna be able to use this excuse for myself anymore. But while I can, that's what I'm gonna use. If Doug Dane say true, might as well use it. That's what I'm saying. You play so many people anyways, man. Like she happens to foul if her and Cass happen to foul out, man, it is what it is. Just I hope they cause some damage while they're in there, right? The real question is how many more performances like this until Flores needs to be starting. I'm gonna go back to what Cardell said earlier. That is a first round pick that missed her rookie year. Um, there's gonna be a lot of rope before we even get to that. And I understand y'all are impatient and y'all want changes and things that, but she just gotta get comfortable, man. She gotta get comfortable with this stuff. That's it. I think like let's revisit that in like July or something. Like she just gotta get comfortable, man. And she's playing the one at 5, whatever she's not. Like give her time. It's tough. Doug Daniels, a good show. We appreciate you, Carlos Roberts. calls over Cass out almost every game, and I love that she gets her minutes. Yeah, and I think that's the thing. I think those minutes, even with the fouling out, it's annoying. And a month from now, when Cass is comfortable, are y'all gonna care about these early games with too much fouling or whatever? They just got to figure out what they're allowed to get away with here,
Hmm.
um, and it takes time. Feels like it might help Georgia to come off the bench pressure wise. I think you just let her be, man. Just let her go through it, dog. Just let it happen. Like we know what the W is like, right? Like for the rookies, you play college. There's no break. You're in training camp. You hit the ground running. So like when they get injured and miss that first season, boy, it is tough, man. It's tough because you got to look at that as almost like a full year and a half of basketball because they don't have a break. She went college, training camp, nothing. And now you're back in the now you're going through your paces, and because of like think about that. Now you're going through your paces, and because of what your fellow teammates did last year, everybody's like, you need to be on their level. And she's just trying to break. She's just trying to get in these games. Like again, I'm sure to get better. Just y'all just rookies, man. Rookies. It's a part of life. But we appreciate y'all with all the comments for sure. We'll check in with y'all. What is it gonna be Tuesday evening? When they're back in
Yeah,
action at home again. So we'll see you guys then. Appreciate y'all so much again. Just exercise some patience, some grace. Just like y'all hear how young they are every broadcast. Keep that in mind every post game. It's not changing. That's the one thing this year is not changing. It's their ages.